Today is September 5th, 2016, and a while ago I had been making video posts a couple of years ago, several years ago actually, and just fighting some of the things that happened to me, torture that was committed against me by the United States government. The United States government still does torture me, and right now I'm not wearing any makeup. I might have a little mascara sort of still on this one eye, but between these two eyes, she can't really see right now. Well, it's not as noticeable right now, but actually I'm not having as much pain at this exact moment, but all last night and yesterday I was being tortured to this one eye. This one eye was bulging out, and this one wasn't, and it was more droopy. And the United States government has done that to a number of people that they consider to be enemies, and they consider a lot of United States citizens to be political enemies to them. And I think what this video is first going to be about, well, actually, going back to the videos that I was making earlier, several years ago, the reason that I quit making some videos is because I got so busy with college and everything that looking for work that I was not able to, well, I decided not to keep making videos while I was trying to focus on studying and looking for work. And I've actually been in this area for 8 years now, which is a really long time, and I feel like it's been a huge mistake to be here this long. And for the last 8 years, I've looked for work, and there is nothing over here. Not only is this a small town, it's a town of about 6,000 people or so. The next town over, which is about 30 miles away, it's still a small town. It's like maybe 20, 30,000 at the most, maybe 20,000 of citizens. It's small and it's all spread out. You have to have car to drive places, and really impossible in most parts of Oregon to have a job without a car. There are a few jobs on bus lines, and people make it to work that way. But if you live in Oregon, I would say over probably 90% of the people who live here have a vehicle. And those who don't live in Portland, or a suburb that has a consistent running bus service, that runs regular business hours. The bus service here does not run regular business hours, and it's only like one day a week, or one time like per day, each day of the week. So basically, if you go out of town, you can't really have a job. You can't have a normal standard 8 to 5 job. And anyway, I've looked for every kind of work, but I'm blacklisted in this area, and I'm also blacklisted in Portland. Going to Portland, Oregon is not a good option for me because of the FBI and the police that are over there. They and the Jewish Community Center really runs the show pretty much. The Jewish presence in Portland is very strong, and I have a really serious problem with the Jewish community. And I used to think as a kid and as a preteen, I always thought I wanted to believe the propaganda about why I should think Jews would be nice people. And my reasoning was, well, they went through the Holocaust, so they know what suffering is, and they're sympathetic to human rights and being imprisoned and enslaved for work and that kind of thing. So, with all of the propaganda that was getting about Jews, basically mainstream propaganda, I'm not saying like from specific persons or anything, I was forced to develop a very positive view about the Jews. I was basically forced to think of Jews in a very positive way. And And the problem is that Jews in Israel and in America consider me to be their enemy, just like the United States government. And I didn't want to always believe that I was considered to be an enemy of the United States government either. But after a while, by the time I was about age 12, I realized it's impossible to think otherwise. And the reasons for this is, I have people trying to say I was anti-Semitic and that sort of thing, but, if I'm anti-Semitic because they've tortured me and raped me and stolen money from me and forced me into slave labor, then I'm anti-Semitic. And I actually believe that since, because of what I've been through and how I've been targeted by them, I feel that, concentration camp or imprisonment for prisoner of war purposes in a kind of war, I don't think that that's a good situation, and I don't agree. I don't agree with just going out and killing every person just because of their race. Typically. But actually, what the United States government Jews did to me is they did that to my family. They did that to me. And they believe that, and they used royals who were Jewish too to do that. And there were royals in Denmark and royals who are Jewish. Mary Donaldson is married to Frederick, and she had several clones before her. And her mother, Horn, is the surname, is Jewish, and that makes her Jewish. So the Crown Prince of Denmark is married to a Jew, and as far as I know, he's also Jewish. The other family, the Welses, are all Jewish, and I don't believe that they have a natural right to the throne at all. I think that they should be removed. I think the entire British royal family should be completely removed from any sort of monarchy status and royal rights. And it's not because they're Jewish, and they're Jewish because of Elizabeth. I think that Prince Philip is also Jewish in some way, but I'm not sure exactly who it is he's connected to. I know with Queen Elizabeth, it's her mother or something like that. And so then, therefore, all of her kids are Jewish, and all of her kids have pretty much married Jewish people. For example, Kate Middleton is Jewish, and and she, her mother is Carol Goldsmith, and she's a Jew. She goes to a synagogue in England, and she goes to this Church of England church on Sundays, kind of a show. And basically, she goes just as part of the political right that he has agreed to enter in upon by having her daughter married to one of the clones of William of Wales, and then having another clone act the public face for that, and again remarrying William. So these are clones that are remarrying some of the same people, which is kind of sad. And maybe some of them like it and want to be remarried to the same individuals, but a lot of it is for politics, and people are picking and choosing who they want that they feel is going to represent their interests. Mossad is a group that is definitely involved in picking and choosing who they want to be a big public presence and voice in England. And I think the reason for this is because they think since England gave shelter to some of the Jews during World War II and did not end up getting conquered like some of the other countries, I think that they believe that that England is kind of like the second Israel, Maybe they feel that they need to keep a Jewish presence on the royal throne in order for spying purposes and infiltration, and to make sure that there is an advocate that is known, such as Queen Elizabeth was, for defending them in case there's like a kind of Holocaust or whatever. And the problem that I have with all of this is that the entire Wales family, which is Jewish, is pedophiles. All of them, every single one of them, raped me when I was a little girl. They were holding me hostage, torturing me, and forcing me to work for free. I was raped by every single son of that British royal family. I was also raped by the grandsons and by Prince Philip. So basically, they passed me around from with all of the men, and then all of the British women tortured me. They put them in electrocution. Had a brace on my head, as I described in the earlier videos. It was metal and it had voltage, and they electrocuted me. They were also starving me, holding me hostage in chains, bound and gagged. I was being belittled and degraded. Pretty much everything that you can think of. I was also raped by some of the women in the British royal family, wasn't just men, and they would use objects and to rape me with. And the United States government was deliberately trafficking me over there to be raped and to be used for free, basically. And the United States government had been basically considered me to be an enemy that they felt they could torture since I was a baby. And they did do that. They tortured me and they raped me from the time that I was a baby. And I have personally seen United States government employees rape other babies from the time that they're born. And I've seen a number of United States government individuals raping other babies, and it's not hard for me to believe that I was also raped, as I have many people tell me I was. Not only did I have many people tell me that I was raped as a baby, I actually remember quite a lot of things from when I was a baby myself. And it's not false memories. It's not something that I imagined myself. I remember. I sort of remember being born, and that, if that's accurate, it might be my earliest memory. Well, no, my earliest memories probably would be when I was still in the womb, because I actually remember being assaulted basically while I was in my mom or the carrier's stomach. So basically, I could feel myself being punched around, and I don't think it was like a Bob Garrett or anyone, but I'm not sure who it was. I hear dogs barking, and unborn babies in the womb can hear, and they do have developed senses. And I'm sure that I was already thinking about things. I mean, I do remember also being in the womb and thinking as much as I could. And what I remember is that I was so glad to be born, because I didn't realize that I would be thinking, and there were things to see, not just to hear, because in the womb it's dark, and and you hear a lot of things. So I was piecing together everything that I could to make sense of things when I just hear things. And then after that, I remember being born and how I felt and about it. And then I remember getting assaulted. And then I don't actually remember actually being in an incubator as well, because they forced me to be in an incubator for a time. So I remember being in like isolated in a separate section, and no one was holding me. Um, I had hardly any contact at all, and I was basically felt extremely lonely. And then, um, and then I don't really remember too many things until for maybe a couple of months until I was on a bottle. I don't remember breastfeeding at all. I don't even know that I actually did breastfeed that much. I was told that I did, but I really don't remember anything like that. I do remember when I was given a bottle, and the United States government started forcing me as a baby that was taking a bottle to give blowjobs to men when during feedings, and then prior to feeding, I was being forced to suck on a man's penis, and then they give me milk, or they go back and forth, make me suck a little bit on the penis, and then they give me a little bit of milk, and then I have to do a little bit more, and they give me a little more milk. So for a little while, when I was really little, when I was a very young baby, they weren't just forcing me to do a full blowjob and then giving me the bottle. It was a little bit at a time, like introducing me to be forced to do blowjobs. And other times, I was actually getting completely raped in the mouth. I was also raped other ways. And the United States government is the group that's responsible for it. And it wasn't the mafia, although there is mafia that works with the U.S. government. And they also work with the British royal family. And the main objective of that mafia and the government and the British royal family is to make as much money as they can. They don't care about keeping slaves or not. So that goes to my I was basically being treated as a quote-unquote enemy of the state by the United States from the moment I was born. I was also treated as an enemy of the state from the moment I was born by the British royal family and by Mary Donaldson and Prince Frederick. I'm not as sure, I don't remember quite as much about everything that Prince Frederick may have done when I was a baby, but he was already considering me to be an enemy of the state, as was Mary Donaldson. And they tried to conceal this later when I was a little kid by lying to me and telling me that I was being considered in consideration for being a princess and a royal. And they were telling me these kinds of lies while they were raping me. They were raping me and they were forcing me to work for free. And they were torturing me. And then telling me that I was going to be a princess for one families. You know, if someone's telling you that and that's the reality of that world over there, then of course you do believe that that must be why you're over there. Why else would I be trafficked to the British royal family? Why else would I be trafficked to the Danish royal family? You know, there was reason for me to think that what they were telling me was true. I thought that maybe I really was in consideration to be a princess. I didn't think about how a princess in training would not be gang raped by the entire royal family. I thought that they were telling me by the time I was a toddler and a little girl, it made me think that that was normal, that that was part of a childhood and growing up, and these nice royal people just forced me to do blowjobs and raped me like any chore that a child might have and duty to complete. Nanette, get off the table. Off. Nanette, get off. 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 Good dog. So, anyway, I was being gang raped by all of them in the time that I was a baby. Nanette, get down. Up. Good dog. So, I think that um, so anyway, so this kind of ends up going back to that was basically how I was being raised and treated in the United States. The United States was responsible for trafficking me to England because I was under their jurisdiction to start with, and they were the group that was trafficking me there in the first place. And I was also trafficked to other countries, like on visits and that kind of thing. But one of the other countries that was heavily involved against me and against clones of older clones of me and my kids was Israel. And I specifically remember hideous hostage situations when I was a toddler, and and maintained for really long periods of time over there. And anyway, all of this rape of me when I was little, and being forced to sing. They started forcing me to sing when I was a really young kid, when I was about 2 years old. And I guess it was because they knew that my other clones had a decent singing voice, and so they thought that was something that I could do or would do, and make money for them in some way. And so, so I was also being coached to sing and perform basically for free. I was being raped from the very start. I was being tortured, and I was being um, deliberately passed around from one family to the next so that I did not have a secure attachment to any um, parental figure. Although another thing that they were doing is they would separate me from my parents, like from Dixie, and um, and then they would have her torture me, and then they would, and then I didn't want to be around her naturally because she tortured me like any enemy would. I was then being forced to go back to her, and then she was feeding me and acting nice like the torture never happened. So they were using Stockholm syndrome against me with even these people who were supposedly my own parents, Bob and Dixie. And there were Bob and Dixie clones, there was more than one of them. But I'm really not certain that either Bob or Dixie is related to me biologically. Annette? Annette! My dog is trying to stuff. So, in addition to Annette, here, I'm actually going to stop this video right now, and then I'm going to make another one. Well, I guess what I wanted to say is that with the with a slavery basically that I was in after that, and being forced to write, they started forcing me to sing and then to write music all day, and I was forced, and then from there I was also being forced to write books, and I was trying to write books on my own and to make money, and then they were stealing all of my books. They were stealing my chapters to my books, my book ideas. I would formulate entire storylines, thoughts on all the characters, and put descriptions, like physical descriptions, like you would on a play, where you have the characters basically described. But I would have like a page that would have all of my characters, what they looked like, their personality traits, and everything. I have a complete personality profile for every character in my book. I would have the entire plot lined out. Basically, I would organize my book structure, how I would like my story to be, and I would start writing chapters and in my books. So they started stealing that as well as all of my songs and giving credit to other people who did not write the songs and did not write these books. And at first, I was told that they were going to, I was ghostwriting. They told me I was ghostwriting for them, but I wasn't. I was trying to make money myself. But they said that I was ghostwriting for them, and they gave me a little bit of money. And they did give me a small amount of money at first, but then they started stealing it. And then some of my works became extremely popular. the United States government and people who were controlling things got um, horrifically greedy and began murdering people. They were already murdering many of my family members who were British royal politics and Danish politics. But they started, and some U.S. politics as well, involving the Taylor family. But they were also, by the time I was writing a lot of things that sold a lot of money, then it was like slaughter, just like one huge slaughter after the other, and getting rid of any clones of mine that could be beneficiaries or try to go to court on my behalf or protest or tell people what was going on. And the only people who were really speaking up for me and on my behalf were the ones that were related to me. And my family on both sides, my so-called family, the Bairds and the Garretts, they were stealing from me. They were stealing from me, and they were also involved in raping me with the government, and it was being sold for money. They were getting paid money from government people and from British royals and Danish royals. They were not defending me. And the other family members that are so-called family members, I never saw one of them being told to do the same things I was told to do as a little girl. They weren't being forced to do blowjobs and sex work and sold to other people. So basically, I was treated like I was adopted, and like I had been kidnapped and forced to live with a family that was government operatives who didn't like my older cousins and really wanted to get rid of all of us, and forced to work for money. And so basically, a huge Jewish group was involved in this as well. And based on the level of, there were tons of Jewish people coming to my house and stealing from me, stealing my ideas, forcing me to work, and telling me that they were going to pay me and they're not paying me anything. And then people like Rabbi Rose saying, no, don't take the money. We'll keep the money for you because people will kill you if you have the money. They started trying to make excuses for why I shouldn't be protesting against having my money stolen from me. They started telling me they were saving it for me for later when I was grown up. Well, all of these Jewish people who told me that they were saving my money for me for later when I was growing up, they were all raping me. Every single one of them was raping me, and I've been all grown up for quite a while now, and not one of them has returned any of my money to me. So they were lying to me, and these were Jewish people. And after a while, from what I've seen from the Jews, and being in Israel and other kinds that I saw in Israelis committing, for example, additional slaughters of my family members, and refusing me political asylum. The one time that I thought maybe I'd get political asylum there, not thinking that they were not realizing or thinking about how they were enemies to start with. And they would rape me and have their other fellow Jews rape me, and then they were doing surgeries to repair it so that there was no evidence of the rape. After all these things these Jews did to me, basically their position is that they agree with slavery. Their Judaism religion tells them slavery is fine. It tells them you're not supposed to mistreat slaves, but it tells them that slavery is okay. And Jews do think slavery is fine. They, if it's a Passover day and they're not supposed to work for some religious reason, they want a Gentile to work for them instead. So they'll hire Gentiles who are not Jews, work and serve Jews on certain days, religious days. And basically, it's not just that; it's that they held me hostage and forced me to work for free, and felt justified all of it because I wasn't Jew. They also murdered many of my family members justified it because in supporting their entire Jewish ideals of having Jews on the Danish and British thrones, and promoting them within the CIA as well. So, so basically, so um, so basically, I was my ideas about Judaism and um, and and what they believe in. Basically, that they believe in slavery, they support slavery, and they fight for slavery. They want you to be a slave. The only time they fight, they're not all about supporting human rights. What they're supporting is Jewish rights. They only support Jews. They only support Jewish rights. And if they're going to be training military, it better be the only reason they would train anyone to fight is if they think it's a politically advantageous thing for them to do. For example, those people will fight for Israel and the Jews. And so they basically think that it's fine for anyone to be held hostage and treated the way that I was treated. And it never would have happened if I had been Jewish. If I had been Jewish, my life would have been completely different because the number one group that was controlling everything that happened to me in the U.S. was Jewish. And the other groups were even telling the Jewish group that was with the government, okay, we'll leave everything to you and you guys are handling this. And most of the time they did. And they had a bunch of Jews controlling everything they did. So basically, what I have been dealing with is basically Jewish supremacy, where they are Jewish supremacists, and they talk all about how Aryan supremacists who think that white people are better than others. So these are Jewish supremacists. And Jews do think that they are better than everyone else. They think they are better. They think that their human rights should be defended, but they don't care about mine. And they've been stealing from me. And there were a number of huge named Jews specifically plotting against me to force me to work for free and to be impoverished my entire life while they remained rich and got richer. And some of those people specifically that I can name who were coming over to my house all the time in Moses Lake and calling on the telephone all the time, for example, Steven Spielberg and the Cook brothers, Ron Myers. Ron Myers was constantly calling my house, constantly showing up. He's NBC. All these people were Jews. And as far as I know, obviously it's taken a long time for me to realize it, and I'm about 41 now. But obviously, Bob and Dixie have been treated as part of the Jewish community. I don't think the Jews have always treated all of the Bob and Dixies very nicely either. I think they've discriminated against them too, but some of them have worked as a group of Jews and slaughtering my family members and forcing me to work for this government for free. And this government has treated me as an enemy of the state from the first day. And they've told Jews that they can decide what to do with me. And I'm going to give you a clip up to this.